This is Harsing, one of the co-founders of Sealight, a career exploration hub for college students. So we provide free resources, weighted resources and guidance, or career exploration modules and stuff for free. So if you want to check that out, like kindly join our Discord server for that. So today's workshop will be on the one of the most important topic, database and SQL, which is quite frequently asked in placement and internship sessions. And we will not just give you just fun day wali cheezein. We will also like code along in this sessions about SQL and stuff. So and today's session will be taken by one of the seniors, Shruti Jha, one of the CSC pre-final year CSC undergrad of NIT Jamshedpur. She has bagged an internship at SCB, Standard Chartered Bank, which is one of the biggest investment banks in India. So I will hand over to Shruti. So Shruti, can you continue?
Hello everyone. Very good evening. So I'm here to like tell you something about SQL, DBMS, data, like why do we need to store data and many more. So this works. First of all, I would like to thank Clyde for allowing me to share this information with you. So Clyde welcomes you to the SQL workshop. And in this workshop, if you have any doubts, you are free to interrupt me whenever you want. So Clyde welcomes you to the workshop on DBMS and SQL. DBMS means database management system, where we store data, we manipulate data, we extract data, and we perform various type of queries with data as per as the user or your client for which you would be working for in the future demands. So database, why do we store data? So for first, database is basically an organized collection of data that can easily be manipulated and used. Organized collection, like in a if we take a social media, so then your number of followers, your if we take like one section of the social media, your profile, so your number of followers, the number of people you are following, your profile picture, everything is stored in a particular database. So where you can actually extract data, manipulate data, edit data. So that's all managed using this database management system. Now, some sites we store information dynamically, like in social media, for Instagram, for example. Whenever a new one, someone new follows you, we have to add that to the database, like dynamically your number of followers keeps on increasing. So that's kind of dynamic because the database continuously keeps on changing. As soon as a new follower follows you, your database is changed, one more followers is inserted in your list of followers. So that's how it works dynamically, means it keeps on changing continuously. And for static website, it can be your portfolio. For portfolio, you don't need to change it continuously. You just sometimes if you make any new project, you can add it from the backend, but we don't use any kind of database over here because the change is not continuous. It's a minor change which happens in once in a month, and you can change it from the backend only. So that's the difference between a dynamic and a static website. Now, there are two kinds of way in which we store data. Like there's one SQL database and there's this one no SQL database. So SQL database has a fixed structure. Fixed structure means like whenever we start working on an SQL database, the first thing is you need to create a table. In the table, you define all the columns. Like you want to store a profile picture, a profile picture would be a column, first name would be a column, second name would be a column. So that's why we define the data structure and the type of value being stored in each column. That's the structure you need to define before creating the table. It happens in SQL. And in NoSQL database, MongoDB, the data are stored in various ways. Like there is this key value pairs, where to every value we have this key. This is called a hashing technique. That for every profile picture, or like the profile picture, we'll name it using a key and store it somewhere else, and that key we might store it in a table. And when we want to fetch the data, we call that key, that call key then calls that picture. So it's just a dynamic way, there's no defined structure. It's like a graph that one things connect to the other, and we call that one thing, the one thing calls to another thing. That's how it's not a like fixed structure, it's just dynamic which keeps on increasing. Now it there's this it follows ACID property, it does not follow ACID property. So first let me explain what's an ACID property. So ACID is atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Atomicity means a transaction is an atomic unit, means Like if we start a transaction is basically a process. Like writing in a database is a transaction, reading from a database is a transaction. Like if I want to make a payment, I open a gateway. So either the transaction is completed or it does not happen at all. Like if while committing a transaction, there's just one flaw in the between, like the internet shutdowns or anything, the transaction is rolled back, all the changes in the database is removed, and it comes back to the way it was started. Like we made no changes. Like if I explain, like I want to make a payment, so I started this payment, but before I could make the payment, the internet shut down. So now the money would not be debited from my bank. It wouldn't be. Everything would be back to normal. It would be rolled back, and the entire transaction would be cancelled, like it never happened. So that's atomicity. Then there is this consistency, which states that cannot have different value of a record at a time. It means that, like, just this atomicity only helps this consistency property to be maintained. Like there is only one fixed value. When the data transaction is completed, it commits a value, and that's the final value, and there's the starting value. There's no in between value. Like either if the transaction has been cancelled, it will have a starting value, or if the transaction has been completed, it will have this committed value. There's no in between value. And then there's isolation, where multiple transactions should not be affected by each other. Each transaction is carried on separately in such a way that they do not affect each other. And there's durability, whereas the information does not disappear on a software failure. Like uh, there is this way in which the servers are stored. Like servers have these replicas, and if one of the server fails, whenever you connect to the server again, a replica will work, and that replica will give you the same information. So that's how they maintain the durability. This happens in SQL database, and like, give me 1 second, and does not happen in no SQL database. That's a flaw. And the data are related to each other. Of course, it's a table, and somewhere the tables are related to each other with the help of keys. And in NoSQL database, the data are not related. They just, like, we just basically reference them from one to another, but they're not related. We just store the address and they call that address. It's a relational, and this one is distributed. Distributed means a graph kind of thing, where you call a node calls another node. And relational database is all the data are stored together in a table. Okay. So now keys are what helps you to, like, uniquely identify a record. Like in a student database, your roll number is a key. Basically, it's a unique property which uniquely identifies a record, a student. A roll number can be a key. So there is this foreign keys, and foreign keys are used to basically find a relation between different tables. Like in a e-commerce website, there has to be a table of the users, and there will be a table of the orders. So each user will have this order ID of the order he placed, and then order table will have this order ID. And this order ID basically connects the two tables. Like if I want to fetch which user ordered which thing, I'll just check the order ID the user had it in its table, and then with the help of that order ID, I'll fetch the information of the order from the order table. So that's how a foreign key works. It acts as a reference. Now, structured query language, basically all the queries are basically statements or commands which we use to manipulate the data, to create a data, or to edit a data, or to delete a data. So all those commands which we use come as a languages. So over here we have data definition language. Data definition language is create a database, basically to create the structure of the database. And then we have this data manipulation language, which is used to manipulate, to edit the database. Then there is DCL, and then there's this transaction control language, where we transaction control, basically we grant the permission, or it's basically to change the permission status, or changes transaction. I think it's to grant or to retrieve, revoke the permission we have given to a particular database. Like you can make a database read only, just read only. You can make it read and write only for all the like for a profile table. You have to allow the user to write, right? But in an order table where there's this order ID and the information of the orders, you don't have to allow the user to manipulate that table. So that would be just a read only table. And then there would be this profile, which would be a read and write because the user can edit it. So those commands are handled using this transaction control language. Okay, so now let's
So-
start coding.
So wait, Shruti, wait a minute. Like किसी को कोई दिक्कत है, कोई doubts तो let's clear thing like एक बार हम लोग doubts clear कर लेते हैं. So किसी को कोई दिक्कत तो you can unmute yourself and like just ask it. Yes, Gopal, I guess you have some doubts. So if you have like you can unmute and you.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Gopal, we can hear you.
So just affirm this. Also affirm it. Just going to use my lectures. My that lecture Python was.
Sorry, Gopal, we were not able to understand what you just said. Like, I believe there was some sort of network error. So, like, can you repeat? So, I guess किसी और को कोई दिक्कत है, किसी और को कोई doubt? Or like everyone सबको समझ आ रहा है? I guess yes. So let's start the coding part. This is where like it gets really interesting now. So yeah, Shruti, we can like continue the coding part.
Okay, so I just want to know how many of you are connected using your computer system, like not on mobile. Can you just raise your hand? Okay, so everyone's connected on mobile. So I recommend using a system because I'll share this tryout link where we can actually code as we go simultaneously. Oh, I'll share this link. Everyone, you can code along with me. Yeah. So for all those who don't have the system right now, I'll code for you. Just keep watching. So first, let's start with defining the structure of the database. Okay. Anyone has any doubts over here? Nothing. So let's start defining the structure of the database. So there's this create command, create table. Table basically what do you want to create? Employee. I think we have an employee over here. This is your database. This is the predefined database of the W3 schools. They have this customers database, these categories, employees, order details, order products, shippers, suppliers, employees. So let's create a table of students. So first we'll create as a command, table is also command, and students is the name of the table which we want to create. So now over here, we'll define the columns and the data type of the columns. Like first would be a column and the data type would be for strings. We have this var_char, and over here we describe the length of the string. So var_char is a data type for which we use to store strings. Strings is basically a word, a statement, whatever you want to call. That's a string. And the data type we use in SQL, we call it var_char. And 85 is basically the maximum length of the column, of the data stored in the column, the maximum length of a first name. And then for that, we can have the surname too, last name. Let's call it var_char over here too. The roll number. And over here it would be an int. Int is an integer. Any more columns, any more data types anyone want to suggest? Just to have a recheck or something. Nothing. So let's continue with this. So run SQL, and here there's the students table being added to the list of tables in the database. Okay, so Anyone who's trying out in his own end, facing any issues in creating a database table? There isn't any issues, so let's start with inserting value into a database. So insert. Oh, create, everyone's clear now. Create table, then table name, then there's this bracket where we first specify. Yeah.
When I try to do the same code, it says that I cannot modify the design of table students. It is a read-only database.
Where this is the editor.
Yes, the same.
Okay, so maybe we are using the column name, which is already existing in the list of database,
Right.
the list of tables. So there we can use create if does not exist. If not exist, let me check.
Shall I
Like,
post the screenshot of the error in the chat?
yeah, you can. Create if not exists.
One second.
Please ping me when you have posted. Yes.
I'm not sure if we can attach documents directly in the chat.
Prakash, you can share the screenshot in the group itself.
Okay, I can in the group. That's fine.
Okay. Or if you want to, you can also present your screen. We can solve it together.
Hi, yes, we could do that. Right.
Okay.
So please present your screen across.
Just a moment. Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. This is how.
Basically, the browser does not support.
Oh.
So
Oh
it's
my.
the issue of the browser.
Right.
Any
Right.
other browser you have in your system?
Yes. Yes. I do.
So you might be using Safari, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's the reason.
So. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So you want to try it on, or we move forward?
Yeah. I'll just try it out on my end. Please continue.
Okay. So I'll just tell you, there is this one more thing. Like, if I try to create table employees, I don't know how it would be React. Let's just create it. Like you can see, employees is already created. So let's try to create it again and see how the system reacts. So you can see it is giving this alert that it cannot, as the employee table already exists. So in this case, let's add this if not exists statement. I don't know what's the problem. There's a syntactical error. Okay, I'll let you know. I'll have to check it from my end because we use this very much. Like, if the table already exists, if you use create if not exists, it will not give you an alert. It will just create a table if the table does not exist. If it exists, manipulate it or do anything.
Right. The issue with me is resolved now. I see the change that has been made.
Okay. Now let's start with inserting values into a database. Like right now, this shows the number of records. You can see students have 0 records. So let's start with inserting values. So insert into, over here we'll write the table name, insert into students. And here, basically the order in which we want to insert. Order means, like, let me first write, then I'll show you. Okay. So basically order means, like over here, the way we are using values. So the first column in which you have first name will have Shruti, last name will have Jha, and roll number will have 13. If in case I put my last name first, last name, then over here the last name will have Shruti, first name will have Jha, roll number will have 13. So basically it specifies the order in which you are inputting the values. It stores in the corresponding. Over here you will have the order of the field names, and over here you have to give the order of the values, and then over here the first one will give the first one, the second one will get the second one, and third one will get the third one. Okay, so anyone who's trying it out over here and facing any issues inserting in your database? So I think that's clear. So let's just have those. Select statement is basically used to view the information. And this asterisk over here, asterisk means all the columns. Select from students. So here's a database. First name is Shruti, last name is Jha, and roll number 13 based on the record we have inserted. Now, if I want to print only the first name, the list of first names from the database, instead of giving an asterisk, I'll give a first name, specify the field name. And here I get the first name only. If I want to get the first name and the last name, so that's how. So basically, if you want to print the entire database, you will give an asterisk over here. Else you will just specify the column names you want to print, so separated by a comma. So that's it. Anyone having any doubts over here?
What do I do to check the structure of the database itself? The table?
We'll just if you want to print the entire table, you'll just write select asterisk from students and year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you get all the records you have given in students. Like let's display some records from orders, which is a predefined database in GFG. So over here, you can see the entire database of orders. Select from orders. So everyone's clear till here? Are we on the same page?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
So like Shruti, can you also share the code in the chat as well? So like everyone can, if someone is facing issue, they can copy paste it.
Okay, so let's share this one right now. One more codes as we move on. So this displays the entire database table of the orders. If I want to print any particular column, I'll just write that column name, like order date. Order ID. Okay. Can someone of my colleague take over from here? I'll just need 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
So like,
Meanwhile, Harsh, could you explain more about the asset properties that we discussed?
yes. Give me 1 minute. I will share my screen.
yeah.
So, so yeah, I guess it's visible.
Yes, it is.
So like, let me explain the asset properties once more. So asset properties has 4 things like atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So atomicity का मतलब क्या होता है कि it is a binary operation. Every transaction or every process in a database is a binary operation. What do I mean by that? कि या तो वो होगा, is it 0 or it will be 1. या तो वो होगा या तो वो नहीं होगा. ऐसा कुछ बीच का स्टेट नहीं होगा. Like अनकम्प्लीट, इनकम्प्लीट, मतलब बीच का वाला चीज नहीं रहेगा. यार अगर इफ आई एम सेंडिंग 100 रुपीज टू अनदर अकाउंट, 100 का 100 जाएगा, 100 का 100 नहीं जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि 50 जाएगा 50 नहीं जाएगा. जैसे बीच की चीज नहीं होते. दिस इज कॉल्ड एटोमिसिटी. एटोमिसिटी मीन कि वो सबसे स्मॉलेस्ट लेवल पे वो रहेगा, या तो वो होगा या तो नहीं होगा. सो आई गेस एटोमिसिटी क्लियर होगा.
Yes.
So let's start with consistency. So consistency का मतलब क्या होता है कि field cannot have different values of a record at a time. So अगर if I have to give an example कि say you have a girlfriend and you and your girlfriend has a joint account. एक account है, दोनों का एक account है. So and तुम दोनों different जगह पे हो, एक दिल्ली में एक मुंबई में, right? और तुम joint account में अभी कुछ तुमने पैसा डाला है और उसको देखना है, और लाइक दोनों जन 2 डिफरेंट प्लेस से उसको देख रहे हैं सेम अकाउंट को. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि एक में पैसा 500 दिखाएगा, एक में पैसा 400 दिखाएगा. ऐसा नहीं होता है. ऐसा होता ही नहीं है. लाइक तुम लोग में से किसी को होता ही नहीं होगा. तो इसका रीजन क्या है? कंसिस्टेंसी. वो दोनों अगर वैल्यू अपडेट हुए तो सब जगह अपडेट होगा, सब जगह को सेम ही वैल्यू दिखाएगा. तो दिस इज व्हाट कंसिस्टेंसी मींस, एंड इट इज वन ऑफ द रियली इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टीज. एज श्रुति सेड कि एटोमिसिटी से ही कंसिस्टेंसी बनता है. So the third is isolation. So isolation क्या होता है कि अगर से लाइक बहुत सारी यूजर्स अपना ट्रांजेक्शन कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे ट्रांजेक्शन एक बार में बैंक में होते हैं, राइट? सो होता क्या है कि कोई 2 ट्रांजेक्शन जो कि आपस में रिलेटेड नहीं हो, वो दोनों एक दूसरे को अफेक्ट नहीं कर सकता. दोनों सेपरेट होता है. किसी का मतलब दूसरे का पैसा इसमें नहीं आ सकता अनटिल अनलेस उसका बैंक में अकाउंट में डायरेक्टली भेजा जाए. मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा किसी और का पैसा इसमें आ जाएगा, इसका पैसा उसमें चल जाएगा, फिर किसी का और चीज, मतलब डेटा इधर उधर होगा. तो दिस इज व्हाट आइसोलेशन मींस, राइट? एंड ड्यूरेबिलिटी कि अगर कोई पावर लॉस होता है एंड या फिर सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर फेलियर, इन केस ऑफ एनी फेलियर्स योर डेटा इज सेफ, it will not disappear. It will roll back to the previous one of the like sessions or one of the replica it makes. A database has many replicas and each one is consistent with each other, and in case if like a single replica is different, it will like detach it, like वो exist नहीं करेगा. अगर एक बार में गलती से replica बन गया जिसमें different values है, तो वो exist नहीं करेगा. जो majority replicas होते हैं उस वही चलता है. So this is how durability is ensured. Like I hope you all have understood.
Yes.
Okay, so I can take over from here. Thank you so much, Harsh. So I'll just share my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we go. Now, if you want to extract information from a database based on a condition, like if I want to display the notes of Devilio or Nancy, like if I want to display the notes of Nancy, so what we do over here, since we want to display on the notes, I'll specify the column name I want to display as notes. The table name would be, we don't need these brackets, employees. And to specify any condition, we have this keyword called where. And where, then there's this column name. We'll specify the column name first name is equal to Nancy. Basically, the column I want to display, the table name, and the condition is here. The first name of the person whose notes I want to display should be Nancy. So here's the run SQL, and here we get the note. We get the note of Nancy. Okay. Like I can specify, change the conditions. Just remove the notes. So basically, where keyword is basically used to specify the condition, like the person whose information I want to display, the birth date of the person who information I want to display. Now, if I have more than one condition, so we all know about logical operators, right? Logical operators is this OR operator. For OR operator, it returns true when any of the condition is true. For AND operator, to return true, all the condition needs to be true. So these are the two logical operators which we use while specifying the condition. Like we can say that where last name, and with SQL, the thing is everything is in pure English. Like you don't have to give that and sign, you just write and. So where last name is equal to Devilio, Folio, whatever it is, and first name is equal to Nancy. So here we go. And we get all the information regarding this because we have put an asterisk over here. If I just need to know the birth date, I'll put a birth date over here. So that's how over here you specify this condition. If like for and to be true, both the conditions should be true. Like last name also should be Devilio and first name should also be Nancy. I'll give an example of OR operator. Let me just look at the database. So I need to display the information of both Nancy and Andrew. So my condition over here should be where first name is equal to Nancy or first name equal to Andrew. So if I run SQL, I'll get the information of both Nancy and Andrew. So anyone having any issues with where or the logical operators we are using? Anyone who's coding along and facing any issues?
No coding alone, but all is fine.
Yeah. So that's cool. So this is the condition. Over here, we specify the column names we need to extract, and these are the OR operators where operator will return the information if any of the condition is true, and AND operator will return the information when all the conditions are true. So let me give you more information about. Suppose I need to, if you're like the boss asks you to display the date on which anything was ordered. So if you can see that over your dates are repeated, there's 8th July, 8th July, 9th July, 10th. So if I like, let me display only the dates or the date. You will see that we get repeated dates. Okay. So giving this kind of information to your boss would be hazardous. He just needed to know the dates on which an order is being made, and you have displayed like the duplicate dates also to how to remove the duplicates, like so that we get only one date, like whenever an order was made. So we'll just basically enclose the column name in this keyword called distinct. And over here you can see that the duplicates are removed. So distinct keyword is basically used to remove the duplicates. Like we just give one number of everything. So is it clear here?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So now let me teach you how to update any SQL. Let me just display an entire database first. Orders. Okay. Suppose over here I want to change the employee ID of a customer having ID number. Let me explain you the database. Basically, there's this employee who's handling a customer having an ID to 90. So I just want to change the customer ID to 93 or something else. So where the thing would be, the keyword we'll use is update the table name, which is orders. Set column name we want to alter. The new value you want to put in is the condition. Basically, I'm changing the customer ID of the employee ID 5, like this record. The one which has an employee ID of 5 will now have a customer ID of 93. So the format of the syntax is update the table name, set. For set, we use the column name and the new value you want to put in. Like I want to change the shipper ID too, so I'll do it like this. Shipper ID is equal to 4. And here the condition of which record you want to, like every record has this unique identification now where this employee ID. So basically it's used to identify the record where you want to make the change. So run SQL. And you can see that 11 rows have been affected. 11 rows means, let me check. Yes. There had been 11 such records having employee ID 5 and all now have a customer ID of 93 and a shipper ID of 4. So that's how you update the database based on one identification of that code. So here I've used the employee ID as the identification of the records. Like I have altered every record which has an employee ID of 5. So that's how we update the table. So we have done with insert, we are done with extracting information, we are done with updating information. So let me teach you how to delete a record now. I want to delete all the records which have an employee ID of 5. So first delete from table name is orders. And here's the condition where employee ID to 5. And here I've deleted everything. Let's check if it's been deleted by using the select. Sorry. No. And we see that all the records have been deleted. So delete. Okay, I'll just give the syntax in the chat. Delete from orders. It was employer ID, but you can use it customer ID too. Okay. So here's your syntax for deleting a record. No. Entire database. Now suppose I want to display the information of all the customers who have their customer ID between 10 to, let's say, 40. So where the condition would be, where we'll use this between keyword. So where customer ID, no, I remember that well, please. This. I think I remember the syntax. And just one second. I'm sorry. Yeah, Harsh, do you remember the syntax for between? I'll have to check it once.
Between value 1 and value 2. I guess.
And 40.
Where column name between value 1 and value 2. Yes.
Here's the case. So for between, basically, I wanted to print all the records having their customer ID between 1 and 40. So you select orders where condition customer ID is between the starting value and the ending value. So we're displaying the entire database having customer ID between 1 to. Now I just want to order them all by customer ID, like increasing order of the customer ID. So over here, I'll use this syntax called, let me paste this in the chat first. Okay. Order by ID. And here we have all the records arranged by the increasing order of the customer ID. So anyone having any doubts over here?
Yes. Like what to, अगर मुझे descending order में sort करना होता तो what to do in case of descending order?
So basically over here, order by has this initial value of ascending order. Like if I want to move it to the descending order, I'll just have to add this new keyword called DESC, which will then arrange the entire columns in the descending order. We'll just order by column name and then DSC. If we specify ASC, then it would be in the ascending order, but ASC, since it's a default value, we don't need to specify it. If we specify DSC, now we get the descending order.
Okay, that's great.
It's cleared over here. So we are done with delete, insert, select, select distinct. Anyone having any doubts over here? Else we move on to aggression. So now let's start with aggression. So aggression is basically a list of operations you can perform on your database. Like if I want to find the sum of anything or the average or just the count. So we use it using aggression. So first I'll tell you what are the aggression keywords. It's count, it's max, it's min, it's average, and it's the sum. So these are the aggression keywords we would be discussing in the session right now. So suppose I want to print the count of the records in orders database. Like here it's 185. Let's print it. What does it mean? Just
Shruti, we have a doubt, please.
yeah. If we have to update a column into every element, can you just unmute and explain your doubt better?
हेलो
Yeah.
मैम, जैसे मान लीजिए कि किसी एक रो में हर एक एलिमेंट में मुझे कुछ ऐड करना हो, जैसे कि मान लीजिए कि सैलरी हो किसी का, क्या बोलते हैं, किसी एम्प्लॉय का सैलरी हो एक ग्रुप एक कॉलम में, और सारे एम्प्लॉय का सैलरी को मैं 1000 से रेज करना चाहता हूँ, तो उस केस में क्या क्वेरी होगा?
मतलब you just want to raise
Adds,
it.
yes ma'am.
Okay, I get it. Let me check. Let me open a record of employee. Do we have a salary over here? No, just let me change the order ID only. Okay, that's a good question. So I have to learn as I code along. Update. Let's specify the table name, order details. Suppose I want to increase all the order, change it to like to a specific value or increase it by something.
Increase it.
Increase it. Do we have something to increase it? I don't remember. I think we can just directly change. Harsh, do we have anything to increase the values?
Like, I don't know, like, let's Google it.
Let's just Google it literally. Because right now what we do, we dynamically switch all the values. Let's say how to increase just where everyone's like this only. We just dynamically change the records. Don't know if they have something to update it or add something to it. We just specify this value, like all the records should be changed to this particular value. Oh, let me try this one thing. Let me just
ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि like update employees
plus
और
कर
set
देती हूँ.
set last name to like this and मतलब set तो कर सकते हैं set this to where कि something is equals to true like which is always true तो सबका कर देगा like increasing के लिए specifically like let me also search it along with you.
I think this would work. I don't know. I'm just giving it a try.
I found one like ऐसे हो सकता है कि update employee set salary is equal to salary into 1.0 तो like salary plus something ऐसे कर सकता है I guess.
Yeah. So this is how it's changed. Like now if I Akhilesh, so basically what you need to do, like over here, first what we had done, like we just did set order ID is equal to a new value. Instead of that, all you need to do is just add that column to something like this. Add works. Like let me just first display the entire order details. Select. Now this is suppose order ID 102. It was ये पहले 10,248 था. Now it's 10,258. Now suppose I need to I want to change everything to by 20. So what I'll do is just update the name of the table, order details, column name I want to alter, order ID plus 30. Now I'll do this when I want to change the order ID of all the records in the table. Like if I want to change only those which have a quantity of 12, I'll specify this condition where quantity is equal to 12. Or if I want to change the entire database, I'll just leave it like this. And then if I print all the records, so are we clear over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's a good question. You taught us something. Now we have done with the ordering thing, like how to, if you want to display it in increasing and decreasing order of the product or anything. Let's start with the aggregate. Now suppose I want to display the sum of the order IDs or the quantity. Let's display the quantity of the sum of the quantity, like total quantity. So we'll just print this select sum quantity, the column name from order details. So here you'll see we get the sum of the quantity, like the entire all the quantities which was in the database, it takes the sum. Now suppose I want to change the column name to something like as total like over here now we have column name of some quantity. If I want to change the column name of something like as total quantity, so I'll just do total quantity. Don't know why it's not updating. Sorry. I'll look into this. I don't know what's something wrong with the syntax only. Suppose I now want to print the average of the quantity, like the mean. So where instead of sum, I'll enclose it in an average. And here we get the average values. If I want to print the seal, average value, you know what seal and float? Seal is basically a rounding off technique. I don't know why it's not working in seal and all. Okay. So it's average. Now, if I want to print the count of all the records, so here's the count. I want to print the count of a particular column, like order ID. Instead of asterisk, I'll just write the order ID and get the count of the entire column. Like basically, it's the distinct values. Like sometimes we have the duplicated values, just count the distinct values and tell you how many distinct values of that column is present in the database. So like order ID. Now, okay, so I think that would be it for me. Anyone if wants to add on something, or is there any doubt? Hello?
I guess no. So like, are we continuing with normalization and joins, Shruti? Like that was in PDF class. So if you are not free, then I can do that.
Yeah, if you will explain it to do better.
Yeah, please, like I will do it. Okay.
Thank you.
So I guess my screen is visible for everyone.
Yes.
So wait. So I guess we have almost completed our coding part. Mostly ऐसे questions पूछे जाते हैं internship में. So I will once again tell you कि SQL versus NoSQL is really important. Directly question पूछा जाता है कि like explain the difference between SQL and non-SQL database. Asset properties एकदम मुँह जमानी याद होना चाहिए with examples. Like if you are able to explain the interviewer with example, like that's a really good point. Then keys and foreign keys उतने important नहीं होता है. SQL commands like Shruti just taught you all that. So like वो ऐसे ही question पूछे जाते हैं, काफी easy होते हैं. एक दो मैं एक website बता दूंगा, उसमें कुछ questions practice कर लें. That will be all. So let's like coming up to the second most important topic, that is called normalization. So normalization क्या होता है? Normalization is a process जिसमें आप redundancy हटाते हैं. Redundancy is like आप duplicates value हटाते हैं. जिसमें एक्चुअली क्या होता है? Duplicates value होते हैं. जैसे कि अगर देखा जाए तो यहाँ पे एम्प्लॉय का फोन में दिखाया तो दो
लैग कर रहा है.
हेलो,
हेलो,
आवाज क्लियर नहीं है क्या?
सर बहुत ज़्यादा लैग हो रहा है.
लेट मी डू समथिंग.
It's clear for me.
सो आई गेस लाइक मैंने एक बार नेटवर्क देख लिया फ्लश करके, देख लेता हूँ. सो इज इट क्लियर नाउ?
मेरे end तो भी मतलब
So can anyone else confirm this?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
So I guess at least तुम्हारा नेटवर्क थोड़ा सा दिक्कत हो सकता है. So like please
सर चेक कर लेता हूँ.
So like as I was telling कि normalization क्या यूज होता है कि वो redundancy हटाता है सेट से. तो जैसे कि अगर तुम लोग देख रहे हो कि एम्प्लॉय फोन है, यहाँ पे मल्टीपल वैल्यूज है, तो इफ आई हैव टू ऐड वन मोर थिंग, तो ये हो सकता है कि अगर मैं इसमें ऐड कर रहा होता सेम फोन नंबर तो ऐड हो सकता है, सिंस इट्स नॉट अंडर सम गाइडेंस ऑन एनीथिंग, वो मैं डायरेक्टली ऐड कर सकता. और एक ही बंदा मतलब एक ही फोन नंबर दो आदमी के पास कैसे हो सकता है? तो वो काफी मतलब उसका चेक्स नहीं हुआ ना, वो एक चेक नहीं हुआ, तो दैट कैन अराउज मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स. और डेटाबेस में काफी बहुत सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन होते हैं, मतलब अच्छे इन्फॉर्मेशन होते हैं, काफी प्रोटेक्टेड इन्फॉर्मेशन होते हैं जो कि आप नहीं चाहते हो कि मल्टीपल जगह ऐसे बिखरे हो जिसको कोई भी चेंज कर सके इजीली. सो लाइक उसके लिए हम लोग नॉर्मलाइजेशन यूज करते हैं. सो नॉर्मलाइजेशन के हम लोग एक्चुअली 6 फॉर्म होते हैं. मेनली हम लोग 3 फॉर्म पढ़ते हैं, लेकिन इस वर्कशॉप में हम लोग 2 फॉर्म पढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि थर्ड नॉर्मल फॉर्म काफी, उसके लिए हम लोग को थोड़ा सा डिस्क्रीट मैथमेटिक्स का आइडिया होना चाहिए. सो लाइक आई विल डिस्कस फर्स्ट नॉर्मल फॉर्म एंड सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म. सो फर्स्ट नॉर्मल फॉर्म का एग्जांपल ही देख लेते हैं कि जैसे एज आई टोल्ड यू कि एक एम्प्लॉय फोन नंबर है, इसमें मल्टीपल वैल्यूज है, लाइक एक रो क्या एक कॉलम के अंदर मल्टीपल वैल्यूज को एग्जिस्ट कर रहे साथ में. तो ये हमें नहीं चाहिए ऐसा. ये एक अच्छा मतलब ये काम करेगा, लेकिन ये अच्छा डेटाबेस नहीं माना जाता है, क्योंकि एज आई टोल्ड कि अगर हम चाहें तो सेम वैल्यू कहीं दूसरे में इंसर्ट कर सकते हैं. सेम फोन नंबर अगर मैं इसमें इंसर्ट करना चाहूँ तो वो हो जाएगा. तो अगर हम लोग उसको हम लोग चेक करेंगे तो हम लोग उसको ठीक कैसे करेंगे, तो हम लोग ऐसा टेबल बनाएंगे. उसमें क्या होगा कि एक फोन नंबर एक ही जगह प्रेजेंट है, एक कॉलम में एक ही फोन नंबर है. हम लोग एम्प्लॉय आईडी से उसको चेक कर रहे हैं. एक एम्प्लॉय आईडी है 14 जॉन, उसका फोन नंबर ये है, उसका ही फोन नंबर ये भी है. सो गेट इट. लाइक हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि इसको ब्रेक करके हॉरिजॉन्टली नहीं वर्टिकली ब्रेक करके वर्टिकली स्टैक करते हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड फर्स्ट नॉर्मल फॉर्म. एक कुछ नहीं, एक डेटाबेस बनाने का अच्छा तरीका है. दिस इज कॉल्ड बेटर स्ट्रक्चरिंग ऑफ डेटा, राइट. सो और देखा जाए तो सैम के पास भी 2 मतलब फोन नंबर थे, तो वी जस्ट स्प्लिट द मतलब इंटायर कॉलम इनटू 2 सेपरेट रोज. So splitting columns which have multiple values into rows for each separate column, that is called first normal form, right? So I guess that's all easy. So like let's move on to second normal form. So like suppose कुछ ऐसा टेबल है. So एक सेकंड. हाँ ऐसा टेबल. So like this is in first normal form, right? कि एक टीचर आईडी है और एक टीचर एज है, तो वो 2 जगह रिपीट हो रहा है, वो वर्टिकली स्टैक्ड है, राइट. तो इसको ये फर्स्ट नॉर्मल फॉर्म है, लेकिन दिस इज आल्सो नॉट अ वेरी गुड स्ट्रक्चर. तो इसको हम लोग ठीक कैसे करते हैं? इसको एक्चुअली क्या है कि एक ही टीचर है ना, लाइक टीचर एज है, टीचर एज यहाँ पे 2-3 बार रिपीट हो रहा है, जैसे 30, 30, 35, 38, 38 2 बार रिपीट हो रहा है. तो हम लोग जैसे वी हैव टोल्ड यू अबाउट फॉरेन कीज, तो यहाँ पे फॉरेन कीज का इंप्लीमेंटेशन आता है. हम लोग करते क्या है, हम लोग इसको 2 टेबल में ब्रेक करेंगे, एक टीचर डिटेल का टेबल एंड टीचर सब्जेक्ट टेबल. उसका रीजन क्या होगा कि व्हाट इफ आई हैव टू चेंज, लाइक अगले साल अगर टीचर की एज बढ़ जाती है, मतलब इनका बर्थडे आ गया ये टीचर का, केमिस्ट्री टीचर का, उनका एज चेंज करना है, तो मुझे एक जगह नहीं 2 जगह चेंज करना पड़ेगा, राइट. ये 2 कॉलम वो हो सकते हैं बिखरे हो इधर उधर, तो वो एसक्यूएल का क्वेरी लिखना ही थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. मुझे इस टीचर की आईडी खोज के इसको उस जो भी टीचर का आईडी है उसको अपडेट करो, तो वो काफी अच्छा फॉर्म नहीं हो सकता. एंड ये टेबल सिंस सिंपल है तो तुम्हें इसका कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी नहीं पता चल रहा होगा. इफ यू इमेजिन अ वेरी लार्ज टेबल विद वेरी लार्ज रिलेशनशिप, तो ये करना भी काफी डिफिकल्ट का टास्क है. सो इसका अच्छा टास्क क्या है कि हम लोग एक जगह कहीं 30 को 31 कर दे और वो सारी जगह चेंज हो जाए अपने आप. तो उसको करने के लिए हम लोग इसको 2 टेबल में ब्रेक करेंगे, एक टीचर डिटेल टेबल एंड द सेकंड वन विल बी टीचर सब्जेक्ट टेबल. इसमें हम लोग 25 टीचर का एज कर देंगे 30, 47 आईडी टीचर का एज कर देंगे 35 एंड सो ऑन, और फिर वहां पे हम लोग इसको मैच कर देंगे. सो ये 25 क्या है? 25 इज द फॉरेन की, इट एक्ट एज अ फॉरेन की फॉर दिस टेबल. 25 टीचर आईडी, इट एक्ट एज अ फॉरेन की फॉर दिस टेबल. तो लाइक ये तो इससे पता चलता है कि ये टीचर है. लाइक अगर मुझे पता करना हो कि ये जो केमिस्ट्री टीचर उनका मतलब एज क्या है, आई विल गो हियर कि अच्छा सब्जेक्ट केमिस्ट्री के टीचर की आईडी क्या है 25, एंड इन दिस टेबल आई विल रेफरेंस दिस की व्हिच इज एक्चुअली फॉरेन की 25. अच्छा उनका एज इज 30. जस्ट अपडेट दिस एट वन प्लेस एंड देन इट्स उसका मतलब हर बार हर जगह अपडेट हो गया. तो अगर मैं बायोलॉजी की टीचर मतलब अगर बायो की टीचर है, उनका भी एज 20, इनका भी टीचर आईडी 25 है, उनको भी मैं चेक करूंगा तो वो भी 30 ही होगा, राइट. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म. So as I told you, we will not be discussing third normal form क्योंकि वो स्कोप के इस वर्कशॉप के स्कोप के बाहर है. उसके लिए डिस्क्रीट मैथमेटिक्स थोड़ा सा पढ़ाना पड़ जाता है, तो वो काफी वियर्ड है. तो लाइक थर्ड नॉर्मल फॉर्म we will not be expecting. So let's come to another important topic called joins. So joins is used to like merge 2 or more tables. So जैसे कि हमने बोला कि जैसे कि ये 2 टेबल है, ये दोनों हमने एक टेबल से ये 2 टेबल बनाए. वी लाइक स्प्लिट वन टेबल इनटू दीस 2 टेबल्स. लाइक व्हाट इफ देयर इज अ सिनेरियो वेयर यू वांट टू जॉइन 2 टेबल्स टू फॉर्म वन, लाइक लेट्स से दीस 2 टेबल्स टू फॉर्म वन टेबल, दिस टेबल. सो लाइक व्हाट वी विल डू इज we will use join command. Join means to combine two or more tables. So there are four types of joins: full outer join, right join, left join, and inner join. So full join, by the image you can understand this कि दोनों टेबल का सारा कॉलम को एक साथ मिला दिया था एक कॉमन कॉलम से. Like if you say there is this common column which is teacher ID, so we will use this teacher ID to join these two tables and it will form this again. So यहाँ पे तीन है, मतलब if you say there are four columns out of which one is common, so it will like merge into like three columns, and merging the common column will be teacher ID, right? So this is called full outer join. So the second one is right join. Right join में टेबल 2 के सारे एलिमेंट्स आएंगे एंड टेबल 1 का कॉमन एलिमेंट्स आएगा. लेफ्ट जॉइन अगेन टेबल 1 के सारे एलिमेंट्स आएंगे और दोनों का कॉमन एलिमेंट्स आएगा. इनर जॉइन सिर्फ कॉमन एलिमेंट्स ही आएंगे. अगर मैं इन टेबल का इनर जॉइन निकालता तो सिर्फ टीचर की आईडी ही आते हैं और हम लोगों को सिर्फ टीचर का आईडी ही मिलता है. ये कॉलम मिलता है, सिर्फ ये कॉलम 25, ये टीचर आईडी कॉलम. So like that's called what join is. And join के syntax ऐसे है, sorry मैं लिख दूंगा इसको. Select table 1, table 2, जितने भी tables है उतने table from table 1 एक table में join करना है, and inner join table 2 from table 1 inner join table 2. So like this will be this thing. Table 1, table 2 common element on table 1. हाँ, on command से क्या होता है? On this thing like this common thing. टेबल 1 डॉट मैचिंग कॉलम, टेबल 2 डॉट मैचिंग कॉलम की जैसे टीचर आईडी दोनों में मैचिंग कॉलम था तो ऑन टीचर आईडी मतलब टेबल 1 का टीचर आईडी इज इक्वल टू टेबल 2 का टीचर आईडी. सो वी विल ज्वाइन ऑन दिस कॉलम. सो आई गेस दैट वाज ऑल लाइक फ्रॉम इन दिस वर्कशॉप. So like about us, like we are Classroom Lite. We facilitate college students to explore and train for their careers through community learning and resources. We have like one app in college. We have like one app which provides various career exploration paths, and we have a Discord community where we share resources and like guidance to everyone like out there. So like if you are really interested, you can join it. We like post daily DSA questions and stuff like that, internship or placement systems. So current traction, we are live in 8 plus colleges with 1700 users, 70 plus college resources and stuff. Our app is live. So yeah, that's all from my side. So I guess everything was clear. Like अगर किसी को कोई doubt, please ask, please do ask. Anyone? So ये सेशन के ऊपर like किसी को कुछ बोलना है कि कैसा था, मतलब उसके ऊपर कोई फीडबैक तो we will like happily मतलब take the feedbacks as well.
हेलो सर.
या प्लीज.
सर मेरा ये क्या बोलते हैं एसक्यूएल से डाउट था बट थोड़ा अलग था.
हाँ लाइक प्लीज.
सर जैसे मतलब कॉलेज से एक प्रोजेक्ट मिला था जेईई मेंस का बनाने के लिए सॉफ्टवेयर टाइप जावा पे.
आरएस सुमन लाइक वही वीडियो होंगे.
यस वही दिए थे.
हाँ.
तो उसमें क्या हुआ कि मतलब वो मतलब मैक्सिमम बन गया सर बट उसमें एसक्यूएल से थोड़ा दिक्कत आ रहा था.
अच्छा.
जैसे वहाँ पे ये था लॉगिन पेज बना था और फिर उसके हिसाब से फिर मार्क्स को शो करने वाला पेज था और भी बहुत सारा पेज था तो बाकी सारे बन गए. तो मेरा क्या दिक्कत हो रहा है ना कि जब मैं लॉगिन पेज पे एक यूज़र आईडी का लॉगिन और पासवर्ड डालता हूँ और ये लॉगिन करते हैं तो वहाँ पे डिटेल में चाहता हूँ कि सिर्फ उसी का शो करे जिसका आईडी और पासवर्ड था, बट वो क्या रहा है कि वहाँ पे वो चीज़ नहीं हो पा रहा है. मतलब बेसिकली कि लॉगिन पेज का जो आईडी है वो हम चाहते थे कि सेकंड पेज से एक्सेस करना ताकि उससे हम जो टेबल कनेक्ट किए थे उससे डाटा शो कर सके.
या तो ग्लोबल मैं जितना समझ पा रहा हूँ लाइक वो तुम्हारे पास एक वेरिएबल ऐसे और वो तुमको दूसरे लाइक फाइल में दूसरे जगह उसको एक्सेस करना वो तुम कर नहीं पा. तो लाइक एक ग्लोबल वेरिएबल बना के तुम कर सकते हो या फिर एक एज अ रेफरेंस तुम उस फंक्शन को इंपोर्ट करके लाइक इस फाइल में फंक्शन इंपोर्ट करके वहीं पे कॉल कर दो एज अ रेफरेंस और वो चल जाएगा. सो अगर ये थोड़ा सा सेंस बनाया तो लाइक सही है, नहीं तो यू कैन लाइक श्योरली मतलब मुझे स्क्रीनशॉट भेज देना लाइक डिस्कॉर्ड पे या फिर लाइक तो लाइक वी विल बी हैप्पी टू हेल्प. लाइक श्रुति झा पूरा प्रोजेक्ट खुद से बनाई थी तो लाइक उसको काफी आइडिया आया लाइक इसके बारे में, तो आराम से कर लेंगे.
सर अगर अभी फ्री हो तो मैं भी शेयर करके दिखा दूँ आपको क्या इशू है.
सो लाइक शेयर कर लो, वी विल लाइक जब भी हम लोग फ्री होंगे लाइक देख लेंगे. लाइक प्लीज शेयर कर लो.
तो स्क्रीनशॉट शेयर कर दीजिए।
क्या बोल रहे हो?
Yes, screenshot share कर सकते
तुम्हारा आवाज कट रहा है अखिलेश, I guess. So like this workshop was not actually for this stuff. So like अगर किसी को और कुछ doubts है तो like they can be here, like they can ask. Like अखिलेश तुम मुझसे like बाद में doubt पूछ लेना, like we will like surely look into this. Like Discord पे like भेज देना, we'll look into this.
ओके सर, ओके
Since
सर।
ये workshop like SQL और database के ऊपर है, like तो उससे related थोड़ा doubt देख लेते हैं, अगर किसी को और है like we will be happy to help. So I guess नहीं है किसी को doubt. So I guess any feedbacks and stuff, if you like, if you want to give, like we'll be happy to help. We'll happy to be get that. So if not, like this workshop is over, like you can leave the workshop, leave the meeting.
Yeah, thank you for joining, guys.
Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Shruti like for like taking this workshop in your like precious time. Like, I know you are quite busy, काफी interns and stuff like हो रहे हैं.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू मैम।
Chill, like you can call us by names as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay, then thank you everyone.
so we'll be ending those and we'll end this meeting right now. So okay, like